We have more people excited to see you come on the show than care about the draft, so you've got quite a following.
I don't know why anybody wants to hear me talk about the draft, frankly. I'm not going to be able to give you any kind of analysis. You guys are doing an awesome job.
Well, thank you.
Um, in fact, I actually rarely pay attention to the draft. It's just I got sucked in this year by Dolphins Twitter, and so here I am.
Well, that is amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. This, of course, the great Gina Muscato of Twitter fame, Dolphins fan. She's rocking the jersey. She's making it happen here for us. How's it going? How are you having a good day so far?
Yeah, it's going good. I'm out here in California, so it's rarely a bad day when the sun is shining. And so things are good here. How is everything? Where are you?
We are located in the DFW area, and so we're just outside of Dallas. I do a lot of work covering the Cowboys, obviously, but am actually a Jets fan.
Boo!
Exactly.
Boo!
So yes, Darren and I often give each other hell, so it's good.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Oh, look at those rings. That's what I'm
look at
talking
that.
about.
Look at that. That is lovely.
She's holding up the 2 Super Bowl rings, sir, versus your one pathetic Joe Namath ring.
Well,
I should have like the perfect season or something like that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, look at that. That is fantastic. All right, Gina. Well, do you have any thoughts on this draft since you've been sucked in as the amateur and analyst that you may be?
Definitely amateur. If I can't even call myself an analyst. Yeah, I feel like, listen, people are saying the Dolphins are doing a great job. Like the people that know way better than I do, and I feel good about the draft so far. I mean, I think the things that we're missing, they're trying to plug some holes. I think the number one thing is we need some playmakers. Like Tua needs some people to throw to, and so I really like the first pick. And and I like that he's familiar with him. I think it was smart to draft him. So I'm a big fan of the draft so far. I think we're doing great, and I have confidence in our leadership, and I think that's sort of maybe what's been missing. In the not too distant past. I'm confident in Greer. I'm confident in our coach. Like I love our leadership right now. So I think we're doing great.
I agree. I think that's been, when you end up in a bad organization. I mean, we're talking about the Cowboys around here that, their draft's not going so great. But yeah, that I think is it's tough when it becomes, you got that, you guys had Adam Gase, now then we had Adam Gase.
He's a curse.
Oh, it was a terrible curse. It was terrible. So, okay, so how did you become a Miami Dolphins fan?
It's really weird because I'm from New York. I live in California now, but I'm from New York. And I heard you guys mention that I'm a Yankees fan, and I'm a diehard Yankees fan. Sorry.
Well, we're pathetic Rangers fans,
Sorry,
so
not sorry.
we don't know what good baseball is around here.
Exactly. I mean, you want to hold up rings. Yeah, we
Yep.
get it.
I mean, I don't have 27 for just handy, so I'm sorry about that. I'll just throw that in there, though.
Yeah,
That's all good.
But for so my family for baseball, it was Yankees all the time. I bleed pinstripes, there's no question about that. But for football, we all had sort of different teams. My dad was a Vikings fan.
Interesting.
My brother's a Cowboys fan, and my mom was sort of like a Homer Giants fan, but she's not really a fan of anything. So I needed a team, and so of course when I was growing up, not to age myself, but Dan Marino.
Greatest quarterback ever.
When I was a kid, and I feel like my uncle was a Dolphins fan, and so I sort of just adopted the Dolphins when I was just a little kid, and here I am, 20 years later. Just kidding.
I did go to the NFL Hall of Fame in person to see Dan Marino get inducted as my dedication and my unhealthy obsession to Dan Marino.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I did go to the NFL Hall of Fame in 2005 to see Dan Marino get inducted. That's my obsession with him.
I think.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I think you have a story about that, do you not?
I do. I mean, I do have a little. It's a story-ish. But I was a reporter in the Finger Lakes region of New York just out of college. I'm a trained journalist. I don't do that anymore, but I used to be back in the day.
A recovering journalist.
Recovering journalist, but and I was a news reporter actually, so I wasn't even a sports writer, which I always wanted to be. But anyway, so when the induction was going to happen in Canton, I asked our editor if I could go and cover it. And she said if I could get a local angle and, you know, a local Dolphin fan who was going the whole thing, then I could go.
Wow.
So I got with our sports team, our sports editors and writers, and we found a family that was going, and so I got to cover it and I got to go, and it was the thrill of a lifetime, frankly, obviously as a big Marino fan.
Obviously.
But do you remember how hot it was, and they were pulling people out of stretchers in there at the stadium? It was miserable.
Oh, I can't hear you very well.
Oh.
Talk louder.
Do you remember how hot it was there, and they were pulling people out of the stretchers? Because it was right in the middle of the day. It was like 95 degrees, and it was just awful.
Oh gosh, I don't even remember that. I mean, I feel like at a certain point, you just the memory of it gets fuzzy. And I have my story. I have it framed actually. And
Oh, nice.
I actually made friends with a photographer, and you know, like there were no cell phones and like taking pictures weren't really as big of a thing as it is now.
We're all old. It's cool.
I made friends, but shockingly, I made friends with a photographer who was there, and later on, he actually sent me some of his pictures of Marino, like up at the podium.
Yes.
In the press conference at the podium, at the ceremony at the podium, and like a whole bunch of shots, him with his bus, like the whole thing. And it was just such an amazing experience. Like for me, I'm from Syracuse, New York. Like I'm just some schmo from Syracuse, New York. I never thought that I would be able to do something so cool, and to be part of that was really, it's something I'll never forget, of course.
Now I have to ask you.
I mean, I will forget the details, like how hot it was that day or whatever.
It's been 16 years.
The general feeling of it, I'll never forget being able to be there.
Now I have to ask you. You posted last night that you've never seen the movie Roadhouse. Now, how did you escape not seeing Roadhouse?
I have never seen Roadhouse, so it's a running joke, and people on Twitter may or may not know this now about me, but it's sort of a running joke with my friends that there is an alarming number of movies that I have not seen. It would surprise nobody that I've not seen it.
Well, my last Dolphin takeaway from the draft is that they punted today on the fifth round at 156, where they could have taken a running back. They have not addressed the running back situation at all, and I'm not comfortable with Myles Gaskin and the other spares they have behind him at the running back position.
Yeah, I mean, so then I guess here's where they know more about it than we do. You know what I mean? They know we need a running back, and maybe they have confidence in Gaskin that maybe they see something that we don't see. I know on Twitter a lot of people are complaining that we haven't drafted an RB yet. I'm not worried about it. That has been a consistent problem, an Achilles heel for us, like since Ricky Williams? Like I mean,
Ricky.
Forever. It's been a problem. But they know this. We have other holes too that we need to fill. I know that they're going to do the best for this team, and we have such a young team, and it's exciting, and it's an exciting time to be a Dolphins fan. I think that, you're always going to hear criticism about not drafting, something over another or whatever. I'm not worried. When I start to worry is when we don't start, when we're not winning. That's when I worry. I don't worry now.
Well, it's been a long time since 1999 when the Dolphins beat the Bills in a playoff game, so it's time.
It has been a long time. We're in a drought. Well, and even as a Yankees fan, like we're in a drought too. Like I feel like
we don't want to hear that. You win a World Series every other year.
I'm in a drought here in California. Like there's droughts all around me. So I'm anxious to either start winning. I'm anxious to start winning. In fact, I have it's like a Dolphins heel. It's like a shoe heel, and you can put booze in it, right? Like a bottle of wine or whatever.
Yep.
And so every year I fill it with champagne, and when we win the Super Bowl, I'm able to pop it open, and I haven't been able to do it yet. So I replace it every year because, let's face it, that champagne would be pretty old. But, like I'm anxious to pop that champagne.
Absolutely.
Just like the undefeated team pops the champagne every year when they know the record's safe.
Yeah, exactly. I'm anxious to get to a Super Bowl. Have you guys been?
No. In fact, I've often said that my first Super Bowl will be when the Jets get there, so I may never go.
Yeah, you'll be 6 feet under, sir, when that happens.
I may never actually go. So, but yes, I think, I've had a lot of friends that have gone and go every year, and love that type of thing. But yeah, haven't gone yet. Like I said, when our teams are in the AFC Championship playing for it, then we'll.
Oh, we'll make that happen.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm not waiting for I'm unlike you. It's on my bucket list. I'm not waiting for the Dolphins. Like, I'm gonna go, especially like what's in LA. I think next year, and so that's when I'll probably go or hope to go and try to go. Is when it's here in LA. I feel like that will be easy for me, or easier anyway when it's actually here. But I'm not waiting for the Dolphins. I just want to go to a Super Bowl. It's like it's a bucket list.
That is definitely a bucket list.
Yeah, they definitely got to do that. I mean, I've covered the draft for 10 years and have done that for a long time. And another one that we have that you might be interested in at some point, if we end up doing the Senior Bowl next year down in Mobile, one of my best stories there, and I've told him this, was there's a hotel bar there where everybody kind of does everything, right? And one of the guys I was sitting there talking to, he was just sitting at the bar and he's just hanging out and they're watching TV and watching, the stuff from the day and whatever, and NFL Network. And the guy next to him is just, they're sitting there kind of like, oh, man, look at that, and blah, 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 just kind of BSing. And the next thing you know, he looks over, it's Dan Marino. And he's like, you're Dan Marino? And he goes, yeah. And he's like, cool. And, so it's just, the Senior Bowl, you get that kind of access. It's a lot of fun. So, yeah, maybe we'll have you come down and be a correspondent for us at the Senior Bowl next year.
I love it. I think that would be so cool. If you, this is like my little audition, isn't it?
There you go.
You're doing great.
You're dominating.
You've already got the TV background. All we got to do is hand you a mic and let you go interview players. So that sounds great.
Oh, I could do that easily.
Oh yeah, no one's gonna say no to you. You'll be fine.
Easily. Okay, so any other football thoughts? Anything you'd like to promote? Anything that you are doing in life that you'd like to boost your Twitter profile? By the way, we have that on there at Gina Muscato. Give her a follow there.
Thank you so much. I mean, no. What am I doing with my life? That's such a loaded. I mean, I'm happy that you guys know what you're doing in life. I have no idea.
We don't know.
I'm just a fan of sports. I'm happy to always talk about it, and complain about it and do all the things that we do with sports.
Absolutely.
It's so much fun being part of the Dolphins Twitter community. I feel like, it makes it so much more fun. It really elevates the whole experience of being a sports fan, I think. And yeah, follow me on Twitter if you want to hear nonsense about, the Yankees, Dolphins, or random movies or music stuff.
Or quality pizza pics.
I'm pretty much everywhere and anywhere. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see my face any more than you do on Twitter. But otherwise...
There you go. Everybody be nice to Gina on Twitter, and remember, don't eat a pizza that you can't fold in half.
That's for sure.
This is sage advice.
Exactly. This is the advice that we get from Gina. All right. Well, awesome. Thank you so much for popping on with us. Thanks for promoting us so much, and like I said, hopefully we'll team up here in the future very soon.
Thank you guys so much. You guys are doing an awesome job. Thank you so much for having me.
All right.
Thank you.
So
you rock.
Bye.